This video is about the rules of relationship repair. Rule number one, more courage and more kindness is the solution. It's always the solution to be more brave and more kind, which leads us to rule number two, somebody has to go first. If you are more interested in relationship improvement than your partner is, you are probably the one who has to go first. What I mean by that is that you and your partner are equally yoked to a certain extent. So there's a similar level of emotional maturity on both sides of the relationship. And the way to improve the relationship is for you to improve your level of emotional maturity, which will create space and incentive for your partner to also increase their level of emotional maturity. My instinct on this is usually wrong because my instinct is I want my partner to go first. I want them to grow up first. I want them to be more kind and more brave first. And then it makes it easier for me to follow. But usually I'm the one who has to go first if I'm the one who's more interested in relationship repair. The next rule is I have to figure out where I am before I can plot a course to where I'm going. So I have to identify point A before I can start working on getting to point B. That means I have to face the reality of where is my relationship right now and how am I showing up as a partner. So am I consistently getting angry at my partner? Am I withdrawing? Am I stonewalling? Am I being cruel? Am I being unkind? Am I being inconsiderate? Am I using my antisocial empathy to hurt my partner on purpose? The answer to all those questions is probably yes, because most relationships consist of two people who treat each other poorly most of the time. It's difficult to change this, but it's not impossible. So I have to figure out what am I doing poorly in my relationship? How am I showing up poorly in my relationship? Then I have to figure out how to change that. That's what leads to relationship repair, because it makes it uncomfortable for my partner to keep doing the bad things that they're doing when I stop doing the bad things that I'm doing. This leads us to the last rule of relationship repair, which is I can only change my part of the relationship. I can't change my partner. I can't change the way my partner shows up in the relationship. I can only change the way I show up in the relationship. It's so important for me to remain laser focused on my own contribution to relationship dysfunction instead of doing what comes naturally, which is to get distracted by the shiny object. The shiny object is all the things my partner does that are unpleasant and unkind. Those are all true. There's just nothing I can do about it. So the only thing I can change is to show up better in the relationship. Now, that doesn't mean coddling. It doesn't mean pretending. There's no deception. It's not that I'm going to pretend my partner isn't doing these things. In fact, it often means showing up with more courage and stepping into more conflict, but in a kind and friendly way, which is incredibly difficult. Relationship repair is a difficult thing, but if I want to have a good relationship, I have no choice but to figure out what I can do to make my relationship better by changing my behavior.